Visualize your future. Envision yourself in 30 years. Now, what do you see? There's always been a sort of fear associated with our futures. Now, why wouldn't there be? There's every reason to be afraid. We're only 16 and we're already being told to decide who we want to be or who we should be. We're supposed to know how we're going to become powerful, how we're going to achieve power. But what is power? Let's dissect this. By definition, power is the ability to do something or act in a particular way. So power is everyday life then. When I pick up a pencil to do my work, I have power over that pencil. When I write on a piece of paper with that pencil, I have power over the pencil and paper. But there's more than one definition to power. There is more than what you can do with a pencil. I think that power is how we influence ourselves and others. It's how we achieve our goals, how we and others see ourselves. Power has value. Your actions have value. Dismissing power isn't an option because it goes a long way. It takes you very far. Now, of course, there are different views of power from everyone. Sometimes the ideal explanation can get misconstrued. People mistake power as their power over others, which means it's a very subjective topic. But as I was saying, your actions have power. Not so much the small ones, although they do have power over small events, such as my example of using a pencil and the power you have over a pencil was a mistake of power on my part. But no, powerful actions influence futures. Choosing a career path, for example, that's pretty big. You're choosing a route where you will obtain respect, obtain power in your field. Power of people listening to you, the power to make a difference. Start with school. After all, knowledge is power. I know that's where I'm starting, and I'm going to go from there. I would like to start my road to power by going to university and working in the sciences. I want to study science. With those, I'll go to medical school. I'll work hard to become a doctor, and after that, I'm only going to work harder. I'll have the power to change lives for the better. Now, what do you want to do? What more could you do? Now, during the semester in English, we read 3 novels. Those 3 being The Great Gatsby, The Kite Runner, and Macbeth. In all 3 novels, we see many characters who exemplify power. Now, in Macbeth, the main character, Macbeth, used his power to become king. He did it in a very barbaric way, killed a lot of people, which isn't very good, but he did become king. He did obtain power over a lot of people, a whole country, in fact. In The Kite Runner, we see power in relationships. For example, Amir and his friend Hassan. They have a familial bond, but we can see that Amir clearly has ownership over Hassan because Hassan is his slave. He treats him not just as a friend, but as a sort of slave. In The Great Gatsby, Gatsby's wealth allowed him to gain respect and recognition through his parties and fancy amenities. Now, of course, these ways of power and ways of gaining power aren't exactly ideal for us. But it does set an example. You have to reach your future somehow. Power needs to be fueled by something. How about ambition? Ambition is a desire to achieve. Power is all in how hard you work towards it, so without ambition, what are we? Ambition gives us that fire to achieve our goals. Now, of course, our own marginal improvements help us with that because that little bit of extra effort can go a very long way, as I did say before. For example, sometimes we get lucky. We don't study for that test and somehow we pull a 90%. You got lucky. Sometimes it goes the other way. You do study for the test and you get a disappointing mark. But we can't give up. We can't run away from that. It is 1 mark in the comparison to your whole life. Our mistakes don't define us. What does is how we come back from those mistakes. It's how we make up for the mistakes we've made. We work harder. We tap into that ambition. We work to do better and we work to achieve our dreams. Now, thinking about my future doesn't scare me that much, and it shouldn't scare you either. We have so many opportunities. Hundreds of thousands of things are open to us because we are the youth and we are the future. We don't know what our future brings, but we keep motivating ourselves because we're determined to change the world. If we tell ourselves that we're confused and scared about what the inevitable brings, then we won't get to our dreams. We keep up the good work and we don't wait. Now, in the novels, Amir from The Kite Runner wanted to be an author. He kept working towards it and he eventually achieved it when he was older. It's that persistence that got him there. In Macbeth, Macbeth showed a very strong ambition by going out of his comfort zone to achieve his goals. Like I said, his ways were very barbaric. I don't suggest it to any of you, but he did get there, showing that persistence really does move you up. In The Great Gatsby, Gatsby wanted to attain love and power. He wanted to live the American dream, and he did that. He attained power by throwing parties and showing people how powerful he was, and he attained love by working and persisting towards having Daisy fall in love with him, and he eventually won her heart. Now we need to learn to show this ambition. They are only book characters, but they do set a good example. We need to work towards our dreams. Now, I know that the more I think about becoming a doctor, the harder I work. All the people I plan on helping is more than enough motivation on getting me there. Now, I've always been driven. I don't stand by and wait for things to come to me. I pull them with all my force. I believe that my good can one day become great, and yours can too. Ambition swells to the realization of immense good that can be done by only working harder. It won't come to you, but it will make you stronger. Ambition helps you see your goals clearly. We can realize our dreams. We all have futures, and we can get there. So I did mention dreams. And dreams don't just contain themselves to our sleep, although I'm sure we've all had some pretty good dreams in the comfort of our own bed. A dream is your ultimate goal. What would life be without something to work towards? Dreams are the reasons we have ambitions and want to achieve power. Now, if you don't know what your dream is, that's okay. Delve into the things that you love. I know that I realized my dream of becoming a doctor and helping others by trying everything and choosing what I liked best. I tried a lot. I tried art, geography, English, although the teachers are pretty great. But doing this won't always help you realize your dreams. It'll help things stand out to you, which you can act on, but it won't make your dreams specific. Of course, I know a lot of people who still don't know what their dreams are. They're still working towards finding them, and that is not a bad thing. Not yet having a dream doesn't mean that you will never have one. We have to work towards finding it. Now, achieving dreams, of course, isn't based on talent, as a lot of people think. It's how we approach the fact that there is always hope towards us getting there. If we look at our dreams in a good way, we will have hope, and that hope will help us work towards who we want to be. However, if we look at it in a bad way, there's definitely just going to be bad feelings, and you probably won't get there because you don't have hope. You don't have that standard set for yourself. You need to set the bar high. It's all about attitude. Now, I believe in us. I believe in myself. And similarly to a lot of the characters in the novels, such as Amir, his dream of becoming a writer, as I mentioned before, he believed that he could do it, and he achieved it. He became a writer, although there were a lot of people against him, including his own father, which definitely did not make it any easier. Now, in Macbeth, we have a little bit of a different way of representing dreams. Macbeth is encountered by the three witches who show him his ultimate future, his prophecy, and that only fuels his ambition towards becoming the king and achieving that dream. It becomes his new dream. Now, in The Great Gatsby, dreams weren't spoken of, but we as readers are led to assume that his ultimate goal, his dream, was to have Daisy, the love of his life, with him forever. That is why he spent most of the novel pursuing her, and that's what leads us to believe that it was his dream. Now, everyone has dreams, that's obvious. You, me, your teachers, your family, your friends, but only some are realized. Humans are afraid to explore. We're afraid of failing. But we can't let that stop us from pursuing our dreams, finding our ambitions, and becoming powerful. I will work towards my future because I know I can make a difference. I want a family. I want happiness. I want to help others by becoming a doctor. I want to change lives. My powers, my ambitions, my dreams are what define me. Now, I know who I want to be. Do you? Thank you all so much. Thank you. Have a great night. Bye.